Hello and welcome to the solutions for day 8 of our GCSE 5 a day. We start off with a fractions question, 3/4 of 36. Now we're going to do this without a calculator to start with. Let's just remind ourselves of what 3/4 looks like. So think about what steps did I go through there. First of all, I took my box and I divided by 4. So let's imagine that our box is this whole 36. So my step 1 was to divide 36 by 4. And what I'm after is 3/4 of that box. So I want 3 of these quarters. So that's 36 divided by 4, which is 9 times 3, which is 27. Okay, now just need to do this on a calculator as well. And we really need to understand that what we're doing here is a multiplication of 3/4 times 36. Let's just have a look at this on the calculator. So the fractions button, 3 down arrow to get to the bottom, times 36 equals. Okay, some century nuggets that you can do to support that. 4.29 without a calculator and 4.30 with a calculator. Okay, so that's 2 good century nuggets for you to try if you had a problem with that question. Okay, question 2. And we are asked to evaluate here, which means find the value of, and what we are going to do a substitution of these two values into this expression. So my expression is g minus h, and the value that I'm given for g is 10. The value for h I'm given is -2. So I've got to do an exercise here where I subtract -2 from 10. Hopefully my negative number arithmetic here is good enough. And the answer there is 12. If you want to go and do a little substitution nugget there, then the one to try is 17.14. Now, one of the biggest problems that students have is that their maths goes fine until we have negative numbers involved. So if you need to practice your subtraction of negative numbers, then go and have a look at this nugget 2.06. Okay, so question 3, we're being asked to write 2/5 as a percentage. Now, hopefully we remember that percentages are out of 100, so we've actually got an equivalent fractions exercise, which is what do I need to do to the top and the bottom of this fraction to make it out of 100? Well, we need to think about what do I need to multiply 5 by to get to 100? Well, that's a division calculation, isn't it? How many 5s go into 100? Well, if we're not sure about that, let's get our bus stop method out. How many 5s go into 1? None, with a remainder of 1. How many 5s go into 10? 2. So what we are going to multiply here is we are going to multiply by 20, and we need to multiply by 20 at the top here. So that is now 40. So our answer, 40 over 100, which is 40%. And if you need to do a nugget on that, then we've got 8.02, which is expressing fractions as out of 100, and another one does a few more of these calculations, 8.03. Okay, question 4. Now we've got another nth term sequence. We've seen a few of these shortly. Let's go through this process. First step is to look at the differences, and we can see that all these are all the same. So it is a linear sequence going up in a straight line, and if the steps are going up in 5s, then that's a bit like the 5 times table. So I know that I've got 5n plus something. Okay, so let's see, what does the 5 times table look like? 5, 10, 15, 20. So that's my 5n. Let's look at my sequence. In every instance, you can see that we are shifted up 1. So the sequence that I was given is 5n plus 1. And if you want to try out some more of those, have a go on to Century and look for nugget 22.07. Okay, now you're going to see a lot of these questions as a question 5, and you see a lot of these in the GCSE exam, certainly after question 10 or so. And this is where you're being asked to do your maths backwards. You see a lot of these as question 9 and question 10 in your Century nuggets, which is why it's so important to get 100% in Century. So we're not being asked to calculate a 10% reduction. We're being told that the 10% reduction has happened. So what was the price before the reduction? So let's just have a look at that as a little visual model. So we made a 10% reduction, and we can see that the price after that is now 22.50, and what we're being asked is what was the price originally. Now your key step here is to notice that the 22.50 represents 90%. I'm going to use one of my favorite ratio tables here. I haven't done one of these for a few days, so it'll be quite nice. If I know that 90% is 22.50, then I can find out, well, actually what I'm going to find out is what 10% is. 10% must be 22.50 divided by 9. Not quite sure what that is, so let's go away and do that bit of bus stop division. How many 9s go into 2? None. With a remainder of 2. How many 9s go into 22? Oh, got a decimal point there, mustn't forget that. How many 9s go into 22? 2, with a remainder of 4. How many 9s go into 45? 5. Fantastic. So I know that my 10% is 2.5. So 100%, which is what I'm after, is going to be 10 times 2.5, which is 25. So my answer to this question is 25. And if you want to go on to Century and try some more nuggets with these, what are called reverse percentages, then have a go at 11.11. Okay, that's the end of our notes for day 8 of your 5 a day. Hope you found those useful. Please have a go at your 5 a day every day. And if you've got any problems, ask your teacher for help.